Another WWE legend and Hall of Famer returned last night to help out Dean Ambrose. Roman Reigns would once again get to Triple H. And what was Vince McMahon's announcement regarding Hell in a Cell? We're going to talk more about that. And plus, another WWE star has been injured last night after a Monday Night Raw dark match. We're going to talk all about that on this week's Monday Night Raw review right here on WGS-TV. Hey, YouTube, are you ready for your hot tag? Because if you are, it's definitely time to work.
This is the Hurricane, and you're watching WGS-TV. And if not, what's up with that?
Greetings, YouTube. You have warped your way back into another episode of WGS-TV right here on YouTube.com/WrestleGamer. I am the WrestleGamer Double B, Willie Mucho, and this is going to be the Monday Night Raw review for the week of March 21st, 2016. And let me introduce my co-reviewer for right now, ladies and gentlemen. You know, Miss James from the Big Easy. James, what the current reports are saying now in a dark match that happened just last night after Monday Night Raw went off the air is that Luke Harper injured his, I believe it was either his knee or his ankle, but he had to be helped to the back. Have you been able to find out any further information when it comes to that?
I have not heard any other information. I just heard that he has suffered a knee injury, but we don't know how serious is his injury. But also a report after that the same match, that same dark match, Braun Strowman got hit by a fan, and the fan got arrested. So there might be charges to the fan.
I don't know how many times I've tried to plead with fans out there, but you're there to enjoy the show. You're not to put your hands on the talent. I mean, this is an occurrence that I've seen one too many times. Fans should not be putting their hands on the talent. I don't know how else to say it, but that is a no-no. And needless to say, not only will that fan have charges, but more than likely he'll be banned from WWE events for life for doing that. And you know what? He brought it upon himself. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and get the review started. Now, the way we would open up Monday Night Raw with the whole Stephanie McMahon, Roman Reigns confrontation, it was just pretty much cut and dry. James, was it me or did Philly just really not like Roman Reigns too much?
You think about it, the last few times he was in Philly, they don't like the guy, really. I mean, when he won the Royal Rumble to when he actually won the title, you know, it's not, Philly doesn't like him. And if you think about it, it's one of the few places that the IWC would like making their impact, really, because it's an extreme crowd. Oh yeah,
definitely. But I gotta say, last night's opening match for Monday Night Raw, you couldn't have picked a better one. AJ Styles and Kevin Owens. This was an amazing match. You know, the matchup they had on SmackDown was really good, and this one was just as good, if not better, in my personal opinion. In fact, you can have AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens main event a pay-per-view. You can main event any type of show that you have with WWE, and AJ Styles and Kevin Owens can steal the show. And I gotta say, James, this was a really great opening match.
It has. It's a good, long-standing match, let's say that. It was a great match to start off with. The only thing I have an issue with is the whole fact that they had to add Jericho with it. But you have to think about it. AJ Styles and Chris Jericho do have that feud, so they might as well have to enforce that, you know. So.
Yeah, now, as we saw last week, Mick Foley returned to Monday Night Raw and offered a supposed gift, a passing of the torch to Dean Ambrose in the form of Barbie, the barbed wire covered baseball bat. You know, what else? One of Mick Foley's signature weapons from throughout his career as Cactus Jack Mankind. I don't think Dude Love ever used Barbie, but anyway, we would have another WWE Hardcore Hall of Famer who had a signature weapon come out and, on Raw and gave it to Dean Ambrose. It was Terry Funk. And at one point, Terry Funk in WWE was known as who, James?
Chainsaw Charlie.
Exactly. And what Terry Funk had to give Dean Ambrose? His chainsaw. And I gotta say, James, it looked like Dean was having a little bit of fun with that chainsaw last night.
He's giving too much fun, let's say that. But it kind of brings up a question to me, is that, you know, with WrestleMania being now 12 days away, is everybody going to give Dean Ambrose a weapon?
You know, that was a thought me and Will had on Facebook last night. You know, are we going to see more guys who've had like a certain signature weapon of choice for their gimmick show up and give it to Dean Ambrose? I mean, if you think about it, somebody made a meme. It was Perry Saturn giving him Moppy.
Oh, Lord. You think about it, Sandman has a kendo stick, so he could give that to Dean Ambrose.
Or they can have Tommy Dreamer do it if they don't want to bring in Sandman.
And that's true. That's true. That's the Sandman isn't drunk.
Edge and Christian have chairs.
We can't give Dudley's gift tables because of Douglas.
No.
Yeah.
But anyway, go ahead.
And only wish the Hardys wasn't in TNA. They could give him a ladder.
By the way, this is a question I had asked on the Facebook page and group last night. There was an in memory of graphic that started on Monday Night Raw in memory of Mary Catherine Stewart. Who is that?
If I remember hearing from the post, it was actually a daughter of one of the longest tenure cameramen.
Oh.
So
okay.
It's basically like, you know, it is just nice to see that they think of the people that's not in the ring, like people like their families and stuff. That's what I heard. I have to double check. There has been updated reports, so I'll double check on that for you.
Up next, we'd have Big E taking on Rusev. And I got to say one thing. I don't know how many times I've said I love the New Day's promos, James, but I love the New Day's promos.
I was in the gym watching Raw, and then after seeing the guy twerking on the wall, I kind of lost my touch of working out after that.
Oh my God. I gotta say, New Day has really taken their gimmick and really owned it. And that's why the fans are so drawn to them now, is that the fact that they have that ability to own and be extremely entertaining. And that's exactly what the New Day has become, extremely entertaining. Now, as far as this matchup goes, it was a really good match, probably one of the better matches I've seen out of Big E and Rusev, for that matter. Big E would end up hitting the big ending on Rusev to pick up the win. The next big show, there was a whole, let's just say, following that, we would have an Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal segment. Basically involved Big Show, involved the Social Outcast, and involved Kane. Big Show would basically own the Social Outcast until Social Outcast started ganging up on him. Kane would come out, would appear to make the save, and then Kane would end up chokeslamming Big Show off the middle rope. I think that's pretty much cut and dry, and we really don't need to read further into that.
Exactly, because you think about it, I feel like this is involving the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal for WrestleMania. That's the only way you can hype it up.
Big Show didn't really get too much of a fan welcome in Philly last night, but you know, it wasn't an outpouring of boos for Big Show, but it just wasn't. It was just like a small spattering of cheers for him. Now, another matchup that kind of had me wondering, you know, when was the last time we saw Fandango wrestle on a Monday Night Raw? And not only that, be advertised in a match against Chris Jericho. Now, I can understand the whole purpose of it. It was being billed as a WrestleMania Rewind match. And if you guys think back to a couple of years ago when Fandango first made his debut, in fact, when he had promise, he beat and upset Chris Jericho at WrestleMania. Now, we all kind of figured out that it was going to go the other way around this time around, with Jericho being with going over on Fandango with the Codebreaker, because basically Fandango has just kind of drifted in the mid-card status in a sense. But I will say this though, James, I loved AJ Styles' Y2 Jackass Golden Line. That was good.
Yeah, this is interesting because it's basically like in order for Chris Jericho, who is the heel, to get more heat, you best have to face call him a jackass, and that's what a lot of it is that faces call heels jackasses most of the time, 9 times out of 10. And he tried to do the distraction. I thought it'd be funny to give Fandango another win, but when's the last time we even see, as you say, when's the last time we see Fandango compete?
Well, now, earlier in the night, especially, I believe it took place after the Kevin Owens match, there was a whole confrontation between Dolph Ziggler, who I believe is taking Neville's spot because of that horrible knee injury, or ankle and shin bone injury that he suffered last week, Sami Zayn and The Miz, and then Kevin Owens would put it to him that, hey, it'll be a triple threat match later tonight, and the winner will become the new #1 contender. Now, apparently, it was a play on everybody because he didn't say who was going to be in that triple threat #1 contenders match, and he ended up picking Stardust, Cara, and Zack Ryder for obvious reasons. And then we kind of figured out it was going to go the way it was going to go. The other 3 guys, Zayn, Ziggler, and Miz, would be pissed off about the whole thing and not being included in the matchup, and Kevin Owens would get the match thrown out, and thinking that, oh, hey, I don't have a challenger, I don't have to wrestle at WrestleMania. Well, Stephanie McMahon kind of threw it back in his face and actually made the card a lot better, as Kevin Owens will defend the Intercontinental Championship in a ladder match against all 6 guys. That's Stardust, Sin Cara, Zack Ryder, Sami Zayn, Dolph Ziggler, and The Miz. I gotta say, having a ladder match at WrestleMania... Go ahead.
I have a correction on that, because actually Dolph Ziggler was supposed to be in that ladder match no matter what. The person who's actually replacing Neville is Zack Ryder.
Well, yeah, but anyway, it's still going to make the WrestleMania card a lot better now.
Yeah, you think about it, I mean, ladder matches in the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania steals the show all the time. I mean, any ladder matches really can steal the show at WrestleMania, because that's just something everybody's interested in. I mean, you talk about Money in the Bank ladder matches, TLC, the Intercontinental Championship ladder match, even the one from last year. Those always been ones people talk about, people say that steals the show. And you have like at least about 4 to 7 guys being the top mid-carders of currently that can actually do a lot of stuff. I don't count Miz as a top guy. I'm thinking like the Stardust. Really, Stardust could do some interesting at that time.
Also, am I the only one who cringes when Kevin Owens is on commentary?
And Billy sounds like a chipmunk now.
I sound like a chipmunk?
Yes, you sound like a chipmunk in my end.
I don't know what's going on, but my headset seems to be working just fine. But yeah, whenever Kevin Owens is, try calling. Go ahead. Yeah. Why don't we call back and why don't we hang up and call back and see if that doesn't fix the problem. But yeah, whenever Kevin Owens is on commentary, as I'm talking, I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to hang up on him and then call him back again, see if that fixes the whole situation.
Take 2.
Am I still sounding like a chipmunk to you?
No. You're good.
All right. But anyway, I was saying, like, whenever Kevin Owens is on commentary, it's just bad. I mean, you're supposed to be there to be able to verbally put over your match, and Kevin Owens really didn't do any of that. Personally, it was just jabs thrown at Michael Cole and Byron Saxton. As we lost James once again. I'm not sure what exactly is going on. Skype is being we're bringing in the Bay Area. Well, apparently the Bay Area MVP known as Will is going to be joining us in just a second here on the review. But whenever Kevin Owens is on commentary, it's just really not good. What I found kind of relieving to see in the following match with Charlotte and Natalya, James, is that Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch, in my personal opinion, on commentary did a much better job of putting over the Divas Championship match than Kevin Owens did for his match at WrestleMania.
Because really, Kevin Owens, you think about it, nobody really knows what was Kevin Owens' match at WrestleMania. Really, Kevin Owens, the reason why he's doing it for play is because he thinks one of these three is gonna fight for me at WrestleMania, so then it's gonna be easy peasy. I mean, nobody's gonna expect a ladder match. We all did, but for this one, is a match that already's been advertised that you have to have hype for it. The only problem is that I wish there was more involvement with the other Divas. There was another Divas match that's been added to the card.
There has? Oh yeah, Lana and Brie Bella, isn't it?
No, it's Lana, Team Bad, and opponent of their choosing versus Brie Bella, Alicia Fox, Paige, and Natalya. Natalya is part of that 8 Divas tag. The only problem I have is that why don't have the involvement of the other Divas that's in that tag match?
I don't know. I really don't know. And apparently, Will's Skype needs to be updated before he can join us. But
he's on mobile. He's on mobile. He told me.
No wonder. Well, Charlotte would end up hitting the natural selection on Natalya to pick up the win. Following that, we have Bubba Ray Dudley taking on R-Truth. Why? I don't know. They just basically had Bubba Ray win with the Bubba Bomb. Then Dudley's pretty much started beating up on Goldust. Kind of like, not Goldust, on R-Truth. Kind of like what they did with Goldust, except roles were reversed. This time it was Goldust out there attempting to make the save. Didn't happen. And then the Usos would come out to make the save, and they pretty much chased off the Dudley boys. They almost put Dudley through a table, but Bubba Ray pulled him off. Again, another major tease. And if you think about it, I think making the Usos versus the Dudleys a tables match, James, would be the perfect stipulation for this match.
Exactly. It's because, I mean, the Dudleys say, they don't want to, you will never see them in a tables match anymore. But you think about it, what's been the involvement of these two? What started the feud? Putting people through the table. Putting the Usos through the table. You have to add the tables match. That's the Dudley specialty. Even though they say they're not going to do any more table matches, you have to add that. Because that's what makes it interesting. It's WrestleMania. You have to make it interesting.
Following that, Vince McMahon would make the announcement involving the Hell in a Cell match that if The Undertaker did not win at the Hell in a Cell at WrestleMania, that this would be Undertaker's last WrestleMania. Gee, Vince McMahon, could you make it any more obvious what's going to happen? Really?
When you think about it, Undertaker's coming up on age, and plus they have so much hype on of this, more than the actual real main event, which is the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. You put so much hype onto this, you think that this could actually be the ending match. This could be this. They might not put Roman Reigns Triple H last. They might put Shane Undertaker last. You don't know.
It is possible. It is possible. But anyway, the main event of the night last night was Dean Ambrose and Braun Strowman. And I have to say, this was not a very stellar main event for Monday Night Raw. There were even chants from the Philadelphia crowd of this is boring, and to a degree, I agree with them. The matchup, but I really don't think it's as much as Dean Ambrose's fault that it is as Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman is still kind of green around the gills when it comes to working a match, and he's basically like a giant bearded Great Khali. There's really not much you can do with him when it comes to a moveset or anything like that, because he's a really big guy, and there's really not much that you can do with him. However, Dean Ambrose did find something to do with him, and that was pick up a steel chair, hit him in the shoulder, get disqualified, and then end up dropping Braun Strowman with the Dirty Deeds onto a steel chair. And I gotta say, almost a teaser for what we might see at WrestleMania between Dean Ambrose and Brock Lesnar. I love the fact Paul Heyman was on commentary, just making it better. and again, doing what he was supposed to do. Being out there, putting over the match, and actually staying in character. And Paul Heyman has that unique ability to do that. And whenever Paul Heyman is on the microphone, whether it's commentary or cutting a promo, everybody listens. That's what Paul Heyman brings to the table. That's what he can do. He has that great gift of the gab of sorts to do that. And that's why Paul Heyman is such a needed commodity when it comes to Brock Lesnar. And it's safe to say, James, that if Paul Heyman was not in the Brock Lesnar gimmick, was not with Brock Lesnar, that Brock Lesnar wouldn't be as over and hyped up as he is right now.
Really, Paul Heyman has that great likability. It's not just with Brock Lesnar. You know, his time in ECW, that's how good he was on the microphone, and up to now. So he created, even towards not ECW, WCW, during his time in WCW, he always had that great mic because he learned from the best. So, and he learned over the time, and that's how he's so great on this microphone. That's why he's one of the kings of the mic.
Yeah, I definitely have to agree with you. Anyway, my overall score on Monday Night Raw this week is going to get a 3.75 out of 5. I thought this was a pretty decent Monday Night Raw. Unfortunately, the main event is going to get worst match of the night. And like I've said before, I really don't pin all the blame on Dean Ambrose. There's really not a lot you can do with a guy the size of Braun Strowman, with that size and that body type that he has. And not only that, but a guy, like I said, he's still relatively green around the gills. He's basically, he's not even been in the company a year yet in WWE. So, yeah, there's really not a lot that you can do with the guy. So, I don't think that this should have been main event. I can see the usage of it and understand the placement of it, but if anything, I would have picked Luke Harper over Braun Strowman to work a match with Dean Ambrose. And I think that would have been a much better match. But like I said, there's really not a lot you can do with Braun Strowman. Again, he's too green. He's too much of a rookie in a sense. And again, with his size and his body type, what can you do with him? There's not a lot. There's really not a lot. But best match of the night, hands down, ladies and gentlemen, guys and gals, is the AJ Styles Kevin Owens match. It was a great match. It was a strong way to open up Monday Night Raw. And like I said, AJ Styles and Kevin Owens can main event any pay-per-view, any WWE, any wrestling promotion. AJ Styles and Kevin Owens can main event it and steal the show. And they did just that last night on Monday Night Raw. James, over to you, your overall score and your picks for best and worst match or segment of Monday Night Raw.
I would say it's a 3.5 out of 5. Really, what intrigued me is that they put, as I said, they put so much hype in Hell in a Cell. They don't put hype on Triple H, Roman Reigns. They put so much hype on Taker, Shane, that I feel that they could make this the main event. Best match has to go, as you said, AJ Styles, Kevin Owens. You know, these are two hard-working competitors from all over TNA, Ring of Honor, anywhere. They can make any good matches together. Worst match, as you said, is Dean Ambrose and Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman, as you know, when he debuted, he was only 2 months into NXT. He wasn't even on the NXT TV. He's new. He's still learning stuff. I just don't know how well can he make himself better. I think he should go back to the Performance Center and help get some more help on his work. But as you said, really, you can't put much. All you can put him is a Wyatt strongman. And I see why they put a disqualification win on Strowman, because if you think about it, do you really want to kill Braun Strowman as like the strong guy losing to this Dean Ambrose, even though Dean Ambrose is fighting Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania? And also, I bring up a point: why is Wyatt not on the card?
Reports are saying that Wyatt has suffered some sort of back injury. That's why he did not work his match against Brock Lesnar at Roadblock, and why we haven't seen him in the ring. It has something to do with the last SmackDown match that he worked earlier this month, and from what reports are saying, that he suffered some type of a back injury, so they're keeping him out of the ring until that's healed up.
So that means is he gonna be out for Mania then, if he's not gonna do anything?
I'm not sure. It all depends on his health at that time. But anyway, guys and gals, at this time, what we want to know from you guys out there, the viewers and subscribers, your thoughts on Monday Night Raw this week. What are your overall scores? What are your picks for best and worst match or segment of Monday Night Raw this week? We definitely want to hear what you guys out there have to say. Be sure to put your comments in the comments section below. Don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. James is over on Twitch.tv. James, where can they check you out?
I'm at twitch.tv/fatboy504. You will see me do more PS4 gameplay. I haven't picked up a game yet, but I will be doing soon because I'm about to get paid, so I might pick up a new game. And also, you will find me on Twitter at fatboy504, where you see me just posting random shit. And also, yeah.
WGS-TV is on social media, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. There is a brand new WGS-TV group, facebook.com/groups/WGS-TV. You can join in the conversation like that as well. And also, ladies and gentlemen, I'll have a couple of videos in the annotations at the end of this video for you guys to check out as well. So for James from Big Easy, and a big sorry to Will, he couldn't join us here in time, I am the Wrestle Gamer, Double B Billy Boudreaux, and I will see you at the next Warp Zone. Bye, guys!
Billy, don't twerk like that guy.
Okay, oh, so they all got the shields, huh? Are there two centers of the shield? Oh, yeah. Being the face color guy, basically being the Byron Saxton of NXT. And we need to bring Rich Brennan back to do play-by-play. Tom Phillips is not a good